it out. All right. So I am from KSU, Kennesaw State University, and today our team was here for the entire week, and we've had a wonderful time. Thank you for being our guide while we were here. But there are also some questions about how we put this program together. And I joined the public administration group, but I also am not part of their group. I am part of the Integrated Global Communications group. And because of that, my focus was to listen to the things and the parts of sustainability that had to do with communication and public service. So with that, I wanted to introduce you to our team. So this is Lina DaCharry, and she is the excellent guide that we've had all week. And she's been an excellent driver because I had a situation where I couldn't drive. But we've had fun the entire time we've been here. I hope that people will come and do the Summer Sing program with KSU. But I also wanted Lina to tell you a little bit about how they plan for us to even become. So, Lina, why don't you take it away?
Okay, so the customized educational programs abroad, or short CEPA, is basically located here in the middle of Europe, in the heart of Europe, in Germany and in France. In France, in Strasbourg, and here we have the Château de Pourtalès, or the Castle of Pourtalès, and we customize a program for a study abroad. Like the name says, that's exactly what we're doing, and that's exactly what happened here. My colleague created this program for this week and coordinated it with Mr. Herbel, so that it would match your study how do you say, like what you say, your study themes, study programs, but at the same time with the background of a local, of somebody who is here, who can directly talk to the people here or organize something directly, just a phone call away. It's super easy, and as well with the experience.
Yes.
So that's how this specific program of this week got created, or was created.
Okay, this week we got a chance to see things that were in Strasbourg that, reflected what the government has to do, agencies about the European Union, and we went all over Strasbourg. So can you tell us about what makes this such a good fit for the two programs that we had? One that talked about public administration, but the other things when we went like to the History Museum, things that have to do with the culture of the people of Strasbourg. Can you relate those two?
Well, first of all, I personally think that in order to understand truly how everything works today, you first need to understand or comprehend what happened in the past, what shaped the history or the culture or the people the way that they are right now. What is, what is the history of them? So I think it was very good and important that we visited this history museum. And as well that we had this city tour on this boat.
Yes.
Because it showed a bit an insight on the life here, how it got to what it is today. Because Strasbourg might be a small city, but it is an important city, and it has always been, it has been for a long time. So.
And as we went through that history museum, I saw that on the front end there's this been back and forth between the city belonging to Germany, and then again back to France, and then to Germany again, and then back to France. So the people are very flexible, they're innovative, they are also very creative. And they also speak both languages for sure. And culturally, I thought that was kind of interesting. When we were at the museum, one of the other things I noticed is that the wonderful citizen, Johannes Gutenberg, actually was born in Mainz. But here is where he practiced from 1440 to 1445, fixing this whole thing called the movable press. And to us, that's a technology disruptor, because before then, text and print information to get to people was never so widely distributed. I never knew that fact about Strasbourg, and so that was really kind of interesting to me as a communications, scholar. So I thought that was great, and that was a really good planning kind of thing, even though the plan that was customized by CEPA was not specifically for me as a communications person. Culturally, it was really one of those that really fit in what we were trying to look for. And sustaining, you really sustain history that way. So this, to me, has been an experience that really shows that CEPA does a lot to plan with us, and also that Kennesaw State puts together a rigorous program that helps us not only in the classroom to academically achieve what we need to achieve in the classroom, but actually to have the real life experience. So when we went on that boat tour, we had talked about, people had looked at images of these buildings. We had looked at the European Parliament, but we had never gone in. To go into that European Parliament, Lina made sure that everybody had their little things together and in order, and that role, just to make sure that we are prepared to receive the information that's there, is also just as important. So thank you for doing that for our team. The other thing that was so fascinating to me was about how not only the building was put together, but the symbology that was actually in the building itself. The materials and the design of that building are so significant. If you want to see any more of that, you can look at my blog, which I have in the Spark thing. But I thought that it was important just to even mention that even some of the buildings that we were able now to touch and feel, not just look at them from an academic perspective or listen to the things that are happening in the news, that we are actually here and we are able to touch and feel and understand better. She worked very much with Lina with coordinating with the people that we actually saw in every place. Was there anyone stop that you really liked more than the others as we went along the?
Well, every time I accompany a group as a coordinator, I learn so much myself. Like, I know that I have some basic because I'm a European citizen, but at the same time, you never stop learning. There's always something new, and it's quite fascinating. And I really liked when we went to the Lieu d'Europe, which was where the person did the presentation to explain the different European institutions, how that would work, the difference between them and the Council of Europe, because EU and Council of Europe are not the same. She pointed that out quite a few times. And then again, she was doing the presentation, and her story is already real European, coming from growing up in Denmark, going then to Luxembourg to finish the academics, then going to France to work here in Strasbourg and to move back and forth. It's like Europe, and I think the way she explained it was like really, really good. I learned a lot of things myself there, because it's easy to be overwhelmed with a lot of information. So I really appreciated the way that they showed it, and it's open for everybody, for every citizen, for every visitor, so that we comprehend what is actually going on, how does it work, transparency.
Absolutely, and all the glass in the building was about the transparency. There are trees that were planted, and they said they were different heights and shapes, because that's the diversity of this country. I thought that was so thoughtful and intentional about the way the building was made. And then that the 12 stars in a circle on a background of blue, that the stars represented a perfect kind of unity among this countrymen. And we know we all have problems. And as we were in the meeting for the European Council, I guess the rest of my colleagues were in the meeting for the European Council, outside And very much in the news that day was the whole issue that was being discussed on the floor. So our team was actually part of the actually history. If you zoom past in the forward in the beginning, you will see that, oh, we were there when that happened, and people and had painted these wonderful signs out. And to me, as an artist, I thought, oh my goodness, that protest, poster is very, very well thought out. I mean, they had subliminal messages, but it was messages from the people, and that was very important to me. So this has been quite a learning experience. We could be talking forever here about all the things that we learned this week, but thank you so much for your help.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.